Let's see what we shall see, yo. Are we live? Hey, we are live. Look at that. Isn't
Nice.
that special? Well, this
That's
is
pretty sweet.
Get Off My Lawn. I'm Rob Jordan Liz. That's Crazy Warlock. And sorry I've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just a couple of things. Just give you an idea of what we're going to cover here. We're going to talk a little bit about why I was gone. And I have a couple things to run past y'all on a classic play. So, but yeah, start out with, hey, I was kind of sick. Bet you didn't notice
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, just let me pop this on the IRC.
So, so you want to tell them exactly what happened, how this started? Or
Yeah, see, I don't know if you, for those that don't know, um, I was having some issues. I was actually like leaking from like my scars from where they had cut me open previously, and it was weird. I didn't have a lot of pain associated with it at first, and it really had started after my immune system started getting better. So, uh, it was the weirdest thing because without any pain, but yet I'm like leaking like sorry to gross everyone out, but I was leaking like pus from an old wound. That was weird. So I ended up going to the hospital. They drained me. I mean, basically they poked a hole in me and drained me, which was weird. And they did an ultrasound. They couldn't really see anything on the ultrasound, or at least the first one that they did. Maybe they just weren't scanning in the right spot. But the and then I was okay for a couple of days, if you recall.
yeah.
But then I had to go back, and then they wanted to follow up at that point. So they followed up again. I guess they did a more thorough ultrasound, and they noticed that I had some issues with my small intestine. Uh, it was it was like a piece of it had started to die, basically.
Uh,
They're not sure what happened. It was such a long time ago since I was operated on. You would think that whatever was going to happen would have happened by then, But the general consensus is that when my immune system started getting better, apparently I already had an issue there, but my body started attacking it. That was the best they could come up with. Obviously, with the crappy health insurance that we have through the state, I was not. They were not going to recommend me to any specialists, that's for sure.
right.
So with with that, I ended up getting operated on. They cut out the bad part, and then they sewed me up. Luckily, I didn't lose enough that I would have to like poop in a bag out the side of my, you know, out of my side. But it was just no bueno. How about that?
Well, that's good at least. Because yeah, that would have
Hey, Cbeary's
sucked if
back.
you had to shit into a bag the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah, we'll add Cbeary here in a minute. So we're gonna have our special guest Cbeary on here. Um,
So okay, so all right, so what happened after that? You've basically just been recovering since then,
yeah,
basically.
recovering. It's been pretty slow. My immune system is better, but it's still not what a normal healthy person would have.
Yeah.
So surgery took a while, and the pain meds basically just put me to sleep.
Right.
It was It was. I really actually didn't want to take them, but it hurt so bad I had to. Because last time, I was chopped to bits, and
Yeah.
with all the cancer stuff, I ended up getting hooked on pills.
Hmm.
And that was no fun. Coming off of that, I kind of basically did my own intervention with you.
Right.
So yeah, that was no fun. Um, so so with that, I got back and I had been resting up. It's I actually ended up getting like a cold in there, and I thought, great, here I go again. Can't keep from getting sick all the damn time. Yeah, I was actually kind of getting used to not catching every bug that came across me.
Right.
But yeah, I was able to shake it off here. I feel actually pretty good. Other than my shoulder, and
All right. Well,
I got a sore shoulder.
it could have been too because you're recovering still from the surgery too.
Yeah, that's what I kind of think.
Mm.
So with that, it kind of put me out for a while. Sorry, I've been gone for days and haven't put out any videos. I was not up for it. I
Mm.
basically sat here and stared and fell asleep a lot. So
Yeah.
um,
I know that feeling. I haven't been up too much lately either. I started getting real bad headaches this week again. So
yeah, I remember you mentioning that. How are you feeling?
I'm doing better today. It's just the transition because it was like really hot and humid. It gets like really hot and humid here in the summers.
Hmm.
And so now we're kind of in a transition period into cooler weather in the fall. So,
Hmm.
what I mean? The transition period is always really rough on me.
Yeesh. You know, Headaches are no fun. I battled them a
Um,
lot. So,
no, it's actually yesterday was actually so bad that I actually had to take an actual migraine pill. I had to take a couple of them the last
hmm,
couple of days. But it was so bad yesterday that I had to take one because I was nauseous. So
right.
I knew right then that it was a full blown migraine, not just headache, which I usually get.
Well,
So,
it,
eh, but could be worse. So I should not complain.
well,
That's for sure.
headaches suck. It's okay to
No, they
complain.
do. No, I know. But
you know, I,
in comparison, it could be worse. So.
yes, it can. So, with with all that out of the way,
Yeah,
I
we're a couple of old guys. What do you
I know we're
expect?
falling apart.
Yeah.
With it also hasn't been all that easy because I haven't really been eating that great. I had to get two prescriptions filled, and that's not cheap. Of
Yeah.
course, it can't be the stuff that's like $4. Not
Oh
with me.
no.
It doesn't work that way. So stuff has been kind of tight, so I haven't really been eating that well. So that doesn't really make the cold go away any faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I seem to have shaken it, so we're doing pretty good right here. So let's add a Cbeary, shall we? Now that we got sickness and death out of the way.
Sure.
Um, I know, I love that picture. You guys can't actually see it. It's the Skype picture. It's fairly adorable.
But I thought I muted that. Oh wait, is that the Skype?
That is the Skype.
Yes.
Okay.
We're one professional team over here.
Well, I don't remember the last time I've used Skype, so
Right. Well, it's handy. Thanks, Microsoft.
yeah,
Yay. Oh.
I've been dealing with having some weird issue with my computer. I don't know why.
Yeah, you'd mentioned that it's just not wanting to boot or something.
Well, it kind of does, and then I get like random pixelated colors on my screens.
That's right. That's right. And it's like, my first thought was, of course, the worst case scenario where it was like, oh, sounds like a dying video card.
Yeah, that's gonna piss me off because it was new last year.
And
For
you're certain you have like all the cords and stuff nice and tight, right?
Yeah, all I've to get it to fix, I've gone into BIOS and just exit out, and then it seems to boot up just fine. But maybe it's just something like Windows is doing, because I'm on Windows 10 now, so there's a possibility that something's screwy
Did
with
it do it before
NVIDIA.
Windows 10?
Huh?
Did it do it before Windows 10?
No, it had to have been like a new update or something.
Hmm.
I updated the graphics card before I left to visit my mom,
Hmm.
and when I booted it up, Thursday night, it was having that problem.
Right. All right. Well, thanks, Microsoft,
Yeah,
for a whole nother thing.
I really don't have too many complaints about Windows 10.
Hmm.
It's a little weird. Cortana's a little dumb, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I probably don't have like the best mic to try to talk to her on.
Yeah. I.
Hello,
I.
text.
Hey, text. Yeah. I'm old and crotchety, and I refuse to update to any operating system before, within the first 6 months. I always just kind of let things sort of get fixed before I make the plunge.
Yeah,
I refuse to upgrade to any operating system that my quote-unquote personal assistant is going to report anything I ask or say to Microsoft and the NSA. But that's just my personal opinion, I suppose.
Well, quit looking at that big booty
I'm old
midget
school in
porn.
that opinion, apparently. Well, everyone's got a thing,
All right. So I don't know if you heard, Cbeary, I just kind of went over why I was sort of MIA for the past couple of weeks.
yeah. You've been sick. Yeah, I caught that a few
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yep. So, how are you doing other than your computer issue?
Or actually, I gotta ask you, am I like Am I like echoing or anything? Because I forgot
No,
to
you
put.
sound fine to me.
All right, because I'm like I didn't put on headphones or anything, so.
You are fired. Oh.
Well, yeah.
No, you sound good.
All right. So as long as there's no repeat repetitions.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I wanted to talk about after why I was gone and why there's been no content is obviously there hasn't been a lot of videos going out. Just
Yeah.
kind of goes hand in hand with being gone in the hospital and then having pain and recovering. So, but Patreon, there's really nothing to update there. So far, I've gotten $1 pledge,
Yeah.
and we knew it was going to take a while. It's just I felt bad because I wasn't able to put stuff out like I had planned. But I kind of had to heal up first. There's no. Then I got sick, and there's no one wants to hear in the mic, when I'm trying to talk. I already have kind of a deep voice, and when I start coughing, I basically sound like Barry Manilow or something. So,
Did you mean Barry White?
oh yeah, Barry White, that's what it is.
Barry White and said Barry Manilow. That's
I
interesting.
wasn't gonna try to figure out the difference there.
Well, there is a difference, unfortunately.
There's a difference.
How
Barry
dare you
White is
correct me,
incredibly
sir?
Black. Barry Manilow is the whitest motherfucker ever.
I know, right? He makes Tom Jones look butch. Anyway, so that there's really nothing to update with that. If people were wondering, I'm still gonna try to stick to my schedule. Now that I'm back, gonna try to get content out. I've kind of tentatively going to do it Sunday, Monday for for whatever reason, just that it sounds good. I mean, let's face it, my days just kind of run together anyway.
Yeah.
But try to set a schedule. So, probably a couple of months. I mean, a couple of times a month. Still do a get off my lawn, and you're welcome to join in if you would like. Cbeary, that's more the merrier. Normally we have topics and stuff, but this is kind of just a catch up. To get people caught up on what's going on.
All right.
So, so there's that. Really, the only thing other than the classic plays, which we'll get to here in a minute, that I actually wanted to kind of briefly touch on was this Nintendo thing, where they're going after the streamers.
Yeah, jeez.
Haven't they been doing that a while now? For
They've
one,
been taking down other videos if they're trying to monetize, but and then I think they've been just taking other videos to have monetize themselves anyway, as far as I remember from before.
okay. But now it's different. They're just taking everything down.
They're taking down stuff. They're also taking down, from what I've heard, tool-assisted speed runs of like Super Mario 64, I believe. So, for people modding stuff off of their games, they don't seem to like that anymore.
That's odd.
Which I have to wonder why they are doing that, because they've just now put out Mario Maker, and this stuff, people have been modding Mario levels for years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems like this is an odd time to start going after people when there's not much being talked about with the good old Nintendo box.
Oh, there's always, well, aside from that, there's the rumors of what the NX project is going to be.
Yeah, I only briefly read on that when I was like looking around for information on this latest crusade. Now, the rumor is that AMD got that contract too.
They got contracted for that? Or,
Yeah, well, that's the rumor that I heard, that AMD is going to be tapped to make the chip for the Nintendo NX.
I really hope they have something better than what seems like an upgrade to the Wii from the Wii U.
It's interesting in a couple of things, hardware-wise. I mean, we'll get back to the censorship and stuff, but it's interesting hardware-wise because then that means all three major consoles will be x86 based, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm just saying random things, I think, but I know that it was hard to make emulators or something for the PS3 because they were doing something different than Xbox.
Right.
But now since they're doing the same, using x86 just like Xbox One for PS4, maybe it'll be a lot easier to make ROMs, emulators, and stuff once they figure out the other basic stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's this weird homogenization, where it used to be that everything was made differently. I mean, hell, the original Xbox was your basic console, but then the Xbox 360 was essentially just a Pentium 3 like computer slapped into a white box and then called a console. It's interesting, how everyone is gone, or if this rumor is true, that everyone's gone x86. It kind of means to me that ports to the PC will be easier, for one, and two, might be better quality.
Yeah, that might work.
And it also means to me that though it's touted all the time, PC gaming is not dead.
I don't know who keeps saying that, but
I know, right?
I don't think Steam even recognizes that as a rumor.
Yeah, I think Steam is doing quite well for itself. But yeah, so hardware side, that was just something you'll find on this show. We only broadly stick to topics. We will wander. But the original thing I was talking about, the Nintendo censorship. I just think it's an odd time, like you mentioned with the Mario, World Maker thing going out. That seems tailor-made for, hey, look at my stuff. Look at my level.
Yeah.
I think that doing that at this time just is almost like, hey, look at our cool technology. No, you can't show anybody. That's going to piss people off and make them, one, want to do it anyway, and two, it will turn off the people, who might actually be the original market for this thing. Now I know that you can, and they tell you to sign up for their, content creation or whatever the hell it's called. Uh, uh, but it just seems like throwing extra steps into something that isn't that big of a deal. Like, it's not like Microsoft cares. It's not like Sony cares. I mean, they care if you like break NDAs or you show games before they're actually released. But like Sony was a little worse, but they seem to have backed off, and Microsoft's like meh.
Yeah, I don't think they care near as much.
Yeah,
They,
go ahead.
hopefully, they've figured out that any publicity works just fine.
Yeah, it's basically a free friggin' commercial. Numb nuts. So, anyway, Cbeary, you're being awful. Or Cbeary.
Huh?
Creative Work, you're being awful damn quiet. What the hell's going on?
Am I?
Oh, not much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had something going on in chat.
Oh, alright. It's cool, yo.
Yeah,
You hadn't responded in a while. I was going to poke you with a stick.
No. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Nintendo. They have a history of doing this kind of shit. I mean, honestly, they've been doing this since back in the day, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was that was a different circumstance at that point. But still, they are a company that certainly not against censorship. You know what I mean?
And it's weird, because this sort of Minecraft generation, where like it seems like every 10-year-old kid and around there and up is just fascinated with Minecraft, and it's essentially just Legos. It's virtual Legos. At least that's what it seems to me, and then I'm old. But
okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're both kind of are.
But it's just that's what it seems to me, and that kind of thing, like from like when you were little and you built this giant tower, and you'll run in, mom, check out my tower. It's that same impulse. I feel like in Minecraft they show these like absolutely batshit crazy creations in Minecraft on YouTube. So it just with Mario Maker, it seems like tapping into that audience. And then you're gonna slap their hand for trying to show it.
And then,
Right.
then going
So
after.
wait, okay. So wait, I don't know the exact circumstances of this. So this is all about Mario Maker? Is that what's going on?
Well, it's about everything now. Apparently, they're pulling everything.
But this all started because of Mario Maker. Is that it? They were trying to make Mario Maker the vids they did. So they were trying to pull a Sega. I kind of get. Is that what's going on? Where they were trying to have their stuff be the only stuff that came up in the search. Is that it? Essentially.
I don't know about all that. Cbeary had mentioned that they had pulled like older videos and tool assisted runs.
Right. Right. Well,
Like
I saw something about that, and that's the only thing I can think of is that they were pulling a Sega, where Sega had done this similar thing because they wanted only their content to come up, which is
Right, but
even
understandable,
old
but fucking retarded in this day and age.
what were you saying, Cbeary?
Yeah, it was even old stuff that they were like taking down too. Like probably classic Sega games that was being shown online on YouTube. I think they were pulling those down for whatever reason they wanted to come up with.
Yeah.
I wish I could look it up, but there's this one guy's YouTube channel who's pretty much all about hacked Mario games.
Hmm.
And most of his stuff got taken down and got a real not lovely little letter from Nintendo about not changing their content, not changing their games. Jeez.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
I was just saying it seems like a poorly timed crusade for this sort of thing, because all you're doing is pissing off your core audience, which, let's face it, has stuck with you for thick and thin with some pretty stupid decisions. And yet you're gonna play, play Twitch cop with them. You know, like you're gonna take down all their stuff. You're gonna YouTube
Think about the thing.
the hell.
This is recent. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading on.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's I see what you're saying. Yeah. But yeah, it just seems like this is a poorly timed crusade, and all you're gonna do is piss off your core audience. And even if you made this like thing where, you know, you sign up for their, you know, little content creator, and you get to then actually air your videos. Well, now they want a share of your money if you're trying to, you know, monetize your crap. They basically want to be paid after you're buying the game and the console, and
Yeah.
you know, that seems awful dirty. And
Yeah.
I just
Not-
don't see that working out so well.
And neither do I, because not only that, but speed running, like if you hit speedrunners, that is a huge community to hit, and you will regret it.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially
Because-
free advertising.
Because
You're
I don't
building
know if-
goodwill, and
Exactly.
you know, just
And doing this is doing the exact opposite. You will do nothing but get, you know, bad publicity and
you know.
bad will towards you, and you know what I mean.
And let's face it, Nintendo can ill afford this kind of stuff when they are this far behind and everything else, and they're basically living off of nostalgia.
Sure, but I mean, the thing is, stuff like this, them doing this, just shows their hand at how comfortable they feel that they can do stuff like this and not have to face any consequences for it, really.
Right. Yeah, it just...
Because I
I
mean,
don't know, it's a
'cause,
puzzling decision.
Honestly, no, because I mean, honestly, they're hardcore Nintendo fans. They're just gonna, you know, they're just gonna continue to suck their dicks because that's what they always do. You know, because they forgive every horrible thing they ever do. So.
Yeah, I have to think, though, that this is going to shake up a few. Especially the
maybe.
ones that,
I mean, we'll
you
see.
know, that do this crap on YouTube for a living.
Well, yeah, certainly, but
You know, or...
this
you know,
stuff has happened. The thing is, this stuff has happened before.
Right,
I
but
mean,
you've
you know.
usually been pretty safe with the older stuff. You know, like, especially tool-assisted runs. I remember, you know, sitting down and watching a video. I don't even remember what it was, but it was a long-ass time ago. And it was talking about Nintendo World Championship. That should tell you just how friggin' long ago this was. I remember sitting down and watching it, and one of the executives talking about how excited they are about getting these games out and having people try to complete them as fast as possible and find little tricks and stuff like that to get through. Isn't that basically what a tool-assisted run is?
Well, yeah, tool assisted run is basically they're just using a bunch of tools, emulators, and stuff to essentially figure out the fastest route and see if they can find any glitches in the game to complete it as fast as possible. So it's literally being able to do stuff that technically shouldn't be possible through human input, but still, it's still pushing the game as far as you possibly can. And a lot of times, what'll happen is you'll get stuff in TASes that are tricks that people think are only, you know, able to do, you know, that you can only do by task. But what'll happen is, I've seen this happen time and time again, people will push it to the point where people can actually do those tricks in real time themselves.
Hell, I remember, again,
And that to me is pushing the art of video games.
I
Or
remember...
at least the art of speedrunning to the nth fucking degree.
I remember sitting there watching someone, you know, when Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out. Well, not Turbo. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. I guess that was Turbo, wasn't it? Anyway. But
Yeah,
I remember watching a dude sit there, pull off like two Guile Redizzy combos at once. And I thought that was the coolest freaking thing I had seen. And he did it all on the joystick and the cabinet. You know, supposedly you could only really do it on the Super Nintendo. I watched him do it on the arcade cabinet. You know, and so it just, sure, it's maybe not easy, but it's technically possible. And when you get down to it, why does why does Nintendo give a flying fuck about if someone can glitch Link like Legend of Zelda and get to frickin' Ganon without the sword?
Right. Well, I
Who? I
think
mean, who cares?
the thing is, I don't think they care. I think what they care about is the money. Honestly, I think that's
And
what it
there
is. It's
we
because
go.
people are making it's because people are making money off their intellectual property, and they see that as a problem. But the weird thing is that this happens in Japan as well. It's on Nico Gaming in Japan, but they don't seem to have any problems. They've come to a it's only streaming in the West that seems to be an issue for some unknown reason with Nintendo. That I don't fucking know. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know how it's different than other things, but I don't know. Maybe they do
You
revenue
were
sharing or something.
you were trying to say something there, Cbeary? What's up?
I have seen things on those videos. Games done quick.
Mm.
I didn't want to see Earthbound get completely destroyed in 2 hours. I didn't.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the shit that they do is pretty damn amazing. I'm
That
definitely
fucking
with you
hurts.
there.
Have you seen Tyson's Punch Out done blindfolded?
I've heard of it. I think
Yeah,
I
they
saw
listen for the audio cues and have timing down. I can see that up to a point, but man, when you get up to like Macho Man and he's just wailing on you.
I think he got up to the final thing. I think it was. I'm not sure if he did Tyson on that one.
Or Tyson or Mr. Dream.
I think he got up past that. I'm not exactly sure. I can't exactly remember, but he got pretty high.
That's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And these things like Twitch plays. You know what? I mean, they're gonna have to avoid all Nintendo stuff now. You know, it's all down to the money, and it tells me that they either don't care what we think, or they're so oblivious to the fact that the people that actually buy their shit are going to be annoyed with it. Sure, there's going to be the vocal minority that just takes whatever they sop up,
Right.
but it's going to get to the point where they're going to piss off enough people that they're going to have to make some hard choices on on staying in business or pulling a Sega. Because I'm starting to think that Nintendo is looking to bow out. Maybe keep the handheld thing going. But I'm starting to think that they're looking to bow out of the console race.
Yeah, they haven't been doing too good.
Doing Nintendo?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe not. I mean, I know they're getting ready to do their
With handhelds
their
being
next
as powerful
console,
as they
but-
are.
yeah, maybe I can see that, but
I'm not saying that they're doing it next week. I'm just saying
yeah,
that they're definitely taking
maybe,
a look.
Perhaps. I mean, I mean, I guess the argument could be if this console doesn't do that well, say, then they may just go portable only.
Yeah, when Sega was
Which for
getting
them,
spanked.
would make sense because that's their money cash.
Yeah,
cow, really,
they
anyways.
actually don't make much off console stuff. It's all handheld.
Oh, that's because they haven't been selling consoles.
Yeah, very true. All right, so let's just wrap this up. Basically, we all think this is a stupid idea, and it's one that's basically the whole point is greed, is what it is. And
Yeah, I mean it's greed and it's trying to have control over your IP where you really shouldn't. It's basically doing the same thing that the RIAA and the MPAA do, and that's why people hate them for it.
yeah. So what do you
It's
think,
like
Cbeary? Is that about where you stand too?
Yeah, they're. I've been hearing that Nintendo's been being too archaic in their ideas. Doing things that newer companies haven't been doing that
Right.
are actually making the money. You just think Nintendo needs to get some better ideas, get some newer ideas actually. Try to get their stuff going.
Yeah, I think
mean,
I think they need to just take a look at their policies before they just get too far down and they're not able to pull themselves back out again. You
yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, I guess the other problem might be that they are a very traditional or fairly traditional Japanese company. I mean, that's the other thing. So a lot
Hmm.
of this has to do with, the way Japanese companies are run too, perhaps.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of their games are all themed or somehow themed like, around Japan.
Yeah, which is interesting because the console market in Japan has essentially crashed at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, we're uh, we're just saying, Nintendo, pull your head out of your ass. So,
Yeah.
well, what was that?
No, I'm just looking at some. I'm kind of excited for my birthday now. It's a new expansion for Shovel Knight's coming out.
Ah, good times.
Haven't haven't read through the article, but looks like since I already own it, it's going to be free. I think.
Hey, free is good.
Yeah, it looks like it's free. It's just a new story campaign. It's called Plague of Shadows.
Hmm.
I'm not very good in the game, but I'll give it another try.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Cool. Um. Yeah. Speaking of games and stuff, I kind of have a quandary. Now, I've been, for my first classic play, I did Doom and talked about, the implications and the what I for my personal view as a kid growing up with it, what it meant and how it actually was received. So, and this was of course before the Columbine stuff and everything. So I touched on that. It seemed people actually seem to like that. I don't want to do things in like order, and I'm limited to the games that I actually have. I'm not gonna pirate for this. I don't think that's fair. So I do want to do games that have had an impact, like on not just me personally, but have been you know well received and things like that. So I kind of put together just a short list of things because what I was saying is I did the first level knee deep in the dead, and I said, oh, if people want me to continue, I can continue this, or we can move on to something else. I didn't really hear anything either way, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe I'll I'll shelve. Got me thinking Shovel Knight now. Thanks. Uh, I'll shelve the Doom series for right now, and maybe I was thinking doing classic plays on something like Baldur's Gate, you know,
Cool.
or Diablo 2. I think I have that around here somewhere. Or it's funny, I'm sort of sticking with the classics there, but something like that, or maybe something even a little newer, like brain fart, Mass Effect.
Oh yeah.
Uh, they're significant in that one, they just friggin' blew me away when I played them. Especially Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is still my favorite CRPG. The amount of intricate levels and the story and stuff. I mean, I remember seeing someone had did a novelization of it and wrote down all the text and stuff like that, and it was an actual friggin' book. It's it's a great thing, and I've been just trying to go back and forth, trying to pick a game basically. So what I was going to do is I was going to come up with not really a poll, but just have like those 3 games as sort of a thing, or if someone mentioned something that I do actually have, I can. Sorry, I was looking at the text as well. So, yeah. So if I could come up with a game, someone could come up with another game that tickles my fancy, then sure, I could probably do that one as well. But just something. It doesn't even have, like I say, before, it's not necessarily a play through. It's a play until the point is made, if you get my meaning.
Okay.
So
Yeah, if I find any good sales on Steam, I can probably get you some kind of a game from that.
well, I appreciate that. I do have a pretty large Steam library, and I do actually have. I still have my, Baldur's Gate discs. It was thrown in the bag of crap by my ex, and I still have them. I still have the box. The box is a little beat up, but I still have it. So, and I'd probably do it through the Baldur's Gate trilogy, thing where he, sort of bug fixes and plays it through the Baldur's Gate 2 engine, just because, it makes it a little smoother, makes things a little easier. It's a hard game though. I know you guys have played it, right?
No, I own it, but I haven't played it yet.
What about
I
you?
think Rose has, though.
Yeah, she didn't really like it, if I recall correctly.
That was it.
I remember her getting into a part that she couldn't beat.
Yeah,
So
it is unforgiving. It's essentially the advanced D&D version of a video game, even though it's using like proto, like 3rd edition rules. It's
Wait, this is Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Oh, yeah. No, I never played Baldur's Gate back.
Yeah, it's unforgiving. You go into combat, thinking that you may not come back almost every time, especially at the beginning level. And if you're anything other than like a fighter or something like that, you get one-shotted your first time out. Actually, you probably will get one-shotted your first time out. Quick save, quick load. They are your friends.
yeah, not looking forward to that if I get into it. I think the most newest or recent, I'm not even sure what word I'm using, but Neverwinter Nights 2 is probably my best game to go back into.
That's a pretty good game. I kind of preferred the first one.
There's some weird stuff for me in that. Then again, I kind of went into an open server, and people kept giving me all these hacked items and such.
Yeah, the online thing, I'd never had a good experience with that. I'm sure there's plenty of awesome servers and stuff, but I've never had a good experience getting on one of those.
They kind of killed all the NPCs too, so I don't think it was a good time.
Yeah. So the original campaign, all three section of the game there. Shadows of Ornentide and Hordes of the Underdark. Hordes of the Underdark is probably my favorite. Though, if I had to choose between the first campaign and then Shadows, I'd probably go Shadows, just because I like being able to equip my followers with stuff. I may not be a min-maxer, but I definitely tweak my characters for my own, to make things easier. And that's something you absolutely have to do. And it's one of the things that I learned in Baldur's Gate, is you can't just throw random crap on your followers. You got to pay attention to what they have and their spacing and what they're doing. So it's actually trained me to be really good at those BioWare games. Like, people are having difficulty with the Dragon Age and keeping control of everyone. No, man, I rule my groups with an iron fist.
Yeah, I kind of did that.
So,
I tried that on a PS3, and it wasn't very fun doing that all on a controller.
yeah.
I had a lot more fun on the PC doing that.
Yeah, mouse is your friend.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it doesn't appear that we have a lot of people in the chat, and so I'm kind of at a loss on what we're gonna do here.
Well, we can. You can just decide yourself this time if it comes down to it, or maybe what we can do is we should start playing a game together ourselves again. I think too.
Yeah, we'll have to
doing that.
have to get something going again.
Yeah. We got some people in the AA chat. We can probably have tag along if they got the game.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, C-Dub and I have been, playing Chronicles of Mystara. Every now and then, it was fun. We whoop its ass a few times, but get something else together.
Yeah. You know what we should do, and just putting ideas out here. We should take and play maybe some of those old adventure games. Get a group together and just play through and riff on that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that could be fun.
How old?
Yeah, I used to. Well, I mean, back in the old like Sierra stuff.
I've seen Space Quest getting played.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Do Leisure Suit Larry too. That's always good for a laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be pretty damn funny, actually.
It was. Have you seen the one that I did with a few other people?
Oh yeah, I remember the Leisure Suit Larry. I was in the chat for that one. That was good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually be pretty funny. We'll have to explore that one a little. I think for now I'm gonna load up. I'm just gonna go with like Baldur's Gate, and I'll play through that a bit, for classic plays, and then we'll get a group thing going because that's just you have a bug in your monitor. Well, quit jamming bugs in your monitors. I think we'll do some like group stuff because let's face it, no one wants to hear my droning ass on for longer than an hour or two. I know I get tired of hearing my own voice. And it's good to just bounce off comments of other people too. It makes things more interesting. So we'll talk about it here in the chat and figure out what we're gonna do and when. All right, guys.
Huh? Oh, sure. Fine.
Hello? What? Yeah. I'm sorry I was boring you to death. My bad.
Sorry.
I'm telling you, my voice it's deep enough that you just stop hearing it after a while. So.
No, it's cool. It's just out of it right now. Sorry.
All right. Well, get yourself feeling better. Cbeary, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll do another Get Off My Lawn here soon, and we'll actually have something more to talk about than
All right.
just bullshit.
Yeah, no problem. If I'm online while you're doing this, you can try to call, see if I can come on.
Yeah, you can roar with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, I think that's going to wrap this particular episode up. This was Get Off My Lawn with me, Rob Jordan Lives, and Crazy Warlock over there, and our special guest, Cbeary. And just thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Say bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.